are going to look into simultaneous equation. First of all, before we go into the solving problem, there's some certain things I would like to point out. Number one is how to recognize that this is a simultaneous equation. First of all, you should be able to recognize that it involves more than one variable, like x, y, z, or x, y. That's why it has to do with more than one variable. Now, the next thing you look into is the number of equations involved. It can involve 2, 3, 4, 5. The number of variables tells you the number of equations. Why am I saying this is, as we move further, we're going to look into a word problem involving simultaneous equation. Where if you are not told that this is a simultaneous equation, and you just read some things and you want to solve them, is if you're able to understand that this leads to simultaneous equation, this leads to a quadratic equation, that you'll be able to solve those problems. So that's why I want to take a little bit of my time to explain how to recognize that this is a simultaneous equation problem. So if you're able to recognize that, we have two methods of solving a simultaneous equation. The first is called elimination method, and the second one is called the substitutional method. First of all, I'm going to deal with elimination method, then substitution, but I will go more further in substitutional method. Now listen very carefully. The elimination method, you can look at my board. We have elimination method and substitutional method. Now I go to elimination method. First, you need to I want to give you a key a key word here is this. Number one is, if the signs, elimination means you want to remove. You're going to remove the variable. You want to remove, eliminate. That means you don't want to see those things again. You don't want to see that variable again. So how do we do it? First of all, I'm going to give you the general formula, which is ax plus bx is equals to c. You can see this. The ax, bx is equals to c. What do we mean by ax, bx, and b? This a and b. This a and b stand for non-zero. Non was zero. We should say they are non-zero. Then this is y. Ax plus by is equals to c. This x and y are called variables. And this c is called constant. Very important. Remember what I said last time when we were talking about quadratic equation. Without this equality sign, it can never be called an equation. So first of all, it must be an equation format, and then you'll be able to define all these things. What I say is non-zero is, it can be 1x, can be 2x, can be 3y, 2y, 1y. It should be non-zero. Because if it is a zero, that means the variable is not there. Because anything multiplied by 0 gives you what? 0. Thank you. Now, let us move. Another thing I want us to have in mind, you must have this in mind before you go to solve this problem. Anything on substitution. Another thing is, people have problems. This time I'm going to use to eliminate minus or plus. No, I'm going to give you the key. Just get it now. The first is this. We are looking at what you want to eliminate, the signs they are carrying. Are they the same sign or different sign? If they are the same sign, if same sign, use what? Subtraction. If it is different sign, use what? Addition. As we move on, because of that, I'm going to use two examples to explain what I mean when we get there. So now let us solve this problem using elimination method. First of all, we have 4x plus y is equal to 7. So I don't need to repeat myself because of our time, but I believe you got what I'm going to say. So I can gently call this equation 1 and gently call this equation 2. Now, for you to eliminate, I cannot eliminate when the non-zero variables are not equal. They must be equal. I can eliminate 3 oranges minus 3 oranges. I cannot eliminate 3 oranges minus 4 oranges, or 4 oranges minus 3 oranges. Something will be there. Is 1 orange. They are still orange. So if I say 3 oranges minus 3 oranges, it gives me what? 0. And when I have 0, everything is gone. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So when you have x and y, you won't eliminate 1. That means you want either the x or the y to disappear. Now, which one do you want it to be disappeared? Okay, somebody is saying he wants the y to disappear. We're going to do it. First, now, if I want my y to disappear, what I will do is I will make all the coefficients of y to be equal. But one thing in mathematics is this: you don't just go single, oh, this is the one I want. Any one you are touching in that line, that equation must be all touched. Pay attention to it. If it is x, you must do everything. Now, I'm going to do that of x. Somebody said y, good enough. But because it is 1 here, sometimes I have used, this is the same easy one, because it's a 1. Some people make mistakes, we use 1 and 2, that kind of a thing to multiply. And because the problem, no, I'm going to use this big one. So that you won't be afraid whether big or small. Now, get it. So, since I want this to be equal, what do? I want to have the same thing I have here. So, but if I use 3 to multiply 4 to give me 12, I use 4 to multiply 3 to give me 12. That means 12 minus 12 is gone. Remember, if the signs are the same, use minus. That's what I'm talking about, minus here. You can see XX. The signs here is positive, I want to use this. So because of that, I will say equation 1 times by what? 3. Then equation 2 times 4. I'm going to see. So I'm going to use this. This is equation 1. I multiply everything. So 3 times 4x give us what? 12x. Plus 3 times y will give us what? 3y. Is equal to 3 times 7 will give us what? 21. Let us go to this. 4 times x will give us what? 12x. Plus 4 times this will give us 8y. Is equal to 4 times 9 should give us 36. Now let's go. I said this cannot be my equation 3. Why this will be my equation 4? So now what do? I say whether you are saying this minus this or you are saying this minus this, it is the same thing. Equation 3 minus equation 4, equation 4 minus equation 3, they are all the same. Don't no, because they are like because of this, I'm going to use this to minus that. Okay, so I say equation 4 minus equation 3. So 12x minus 12x is gone. So this is gone. Can you see that? Now 8y minus 3y will give us what? 5y is equals to 36 minus 21 will give us what? 15. So making the y the subject of the formula, we divide both sides by what? Y. We divide both sides by 5. Therefore, y is equals to 3. You can see that. So when you have solved y is equals to 3, then you can solve your what? X. How do you solve your x? You can go back here, you can go back anywhere you want to go. That will give you the same thing. Don't be afraid. You can go back to your first equation. You can say from equation 1, you have 4x plus y is equals to 7. Can you see that? You have 4x plus y is equals to 7. Remember, I have gotten my y, so I have to substitute the value of what? Y. So therefore, substitute for y equals to 3. So here I'm going to have 4x plus 3 is equals to 7. So 4x, we said it, okay, let me put it here so that every step you see, you'll be able to understand it at a twinkle of an eye. What you do here is collect like terms. Because you're looking for x have to stand one side of the equation. Then the rest will go one side. So we are having here, let me put this right. 4x will be equals to, it's going to stay this side because that's what you're looking for. You have 7. This is plus 3. Coming down here, it becomes what? Minus 3. Because it's crossing this sign of equality. It becomes what? Minus 3. From plus to minus. So therefore, 4x will be equals to what? 7 minus 3 will give us what? 4. Therefore, x will be equals to what? 1. 4 divided by 4. That will give you what? 1. Now, you can do what is called check back. What do I mean by check back? Check back simply means, check, am I correct? What I'm doing, am I in line with what I'm doing? Is this method correct? You just simply go back, pick any of the first equation given to you, and substitute in the values. Are you going to get your constant? If you get your constant, know you are correct. So let's try. Let's just look at this second equation to do our check back. 3x plus 2y is equals to 9. So let us look at 3x plus 2y. Let's check if it gives us 9. If it gives us 9, that means we are correct. Right. So what we do, we have it. What is our value of x? We got x to be what? 1. And what is our value of y? We got y to be what? 3. So 3 times 1, 3. Plus 2 times 3, 6. Which will give us what? 9. Is that 9 you got here? Yeah. You can see. I hope you understand this. Now I'm going to give you the second one that I'm going to put minus and plus to give the more elaboration on how if the signs are different, use what? Plus. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thanks.